Man, my video keep ending for no reason. I didn't even click the button. It happened to me 2 times now. Anyway, so this video gonna be about the top 10 strongest bladers in Beyblade Metal Master. This is a continuation of the first part, which is about fusion. You know, this is all about Metal Fight, but you know, we're ranking based on reasons because we cannot, generalize, make one ranking of different seasons, different eras. So it only makes sense. Different power and scales depending on each season, We cannot rank based on the whole Metal Fight, right? Because some bladers, as I said this before, are they are among the strongest in fusion, but they aren't in master. They are among strongest in master, but they aren't in fury. So it only makes sense to rank based on season. Anyway, so let's get into it. As I said, a lot of people online they rank based on preference, based on bias, because this character is cool, because I like this character, not because they have evidence, not because they have any good reason to why. A lot of rankings are not based on direct evidence because there aren't battles, right, between the characters, but they are based on inference, right? Inference, logical inference. What can I say? Based on reason. And I'll provide a reason explanation to why that is for each ranking, just like I did with Metal Fusion. So let's get into it, right? Number one. Man, I hate when my video keeps stopping for no reason. Number one would be Ryuga. Why that is? Okay. Throughout this Metal Masters, Ryuga appeared to be at completely a different level. He was above everyone else, except maybe Faust. They were a bit close, maybe. They didn't battle, but it could have been a little, a bit close. Whereas, when he battled Jinga, the difference was immense. He wasn't even using his full power, and he was completely dominating Jinga. There wasn't by the end of the series, right? But even though that wasn't, what he showed, by the end of the series when he attacked Hades City, it's truly, unmatched, man. The ability, to penetrate through Hades City. I think that's the only time when he used, his full power during the season. I think before that he didn't actually show his true power, his full power. I think that's the only time where he showed his true, potential. It was really surprising. He was able to break through fast special move, spiral dimension. Twisted tempo at the power of the strongest right rotating bay. Pegasus the strongest left rotating bay. Which is Mitsuo El Drago. Masamune and Jinga. Jinga, the leader of the team who won, the strongest member of the team who won the championships. He couldn't do nothing against Faust. Him and Masamune could do nothing against Faust. Whereas Ryuga was able to break through the special move. Yeah, they couldn't do anything to counter his special move, right? Whereas Ryuga was able to penetrate to it, to break through it. Not only that, but Ryuga was able to stop the Spiral Force machine from spinning easily, just with one attack. Jinga tried multiple times, he couldn't, he broke his bay. Not only that, there are another evidence. Okay, this might be not truly accurate, but the battle after was in Metal Masters. Different bays, right? We cannot say. Ryuga was far above Kiyoya and Jinga's level, but we won't get into that because it were different bays, right? Anyway, so as we see, based on this evidence, Ryuga is undeniably number one, right? Number two, closing second, will be Faust. Why? Because he had the power of the strongest right rotating bay and the power of the strongest left rotating bay. The reason why he's number two, he was easily overpowered by Masamune and Jinga both at the same time, right? They needed Ryuga's intervention to win, and I would argue that Jinga alone couldn't have won because he barely won with Masamune's help. How can he win alone? I don't think he could win alone. He couldn't stop the Spiral Force machine from spinning, so it's only natural to suggest that he's below Faust's level. Okay, so number two, Faust. Right? This is by the end of the season ranking, by the way. Number three. Now this is tricky. Number three would be two bladers at the same time. It would be Jinga, it would be Kiyoya. Now we try to avoid speculation as much as possible. We try to go by direct evidence battles. use inference, like logical inference reason when it's needed, right? Because a lot of like rankings that are not based on direct evidence, so that's why. Okay, so why is that? Why that is? Number three would be Jinga and Kiyoya, but at the same time, why that is? Jinga, the leader of the strongest like team, I mean, he battled in almost like every match against the other teams. He led the team to the finals, right? He's the leader. He's the strongest of Gang Galaxy. He was considered to be the strongest, right? Rotating made by Dr. Ziggurat. Probably the strongest that he knows. He knows of. Right? And he also has to choose one to pick one, either Kiyoya's Bay or Jinga's Bay. I would argue they were at the same level during Metal Masters. Why that is? Direct evidence. The championships, when they battled, they tied. They were evenly matched. By the end, right? I mean, they both were able to defeat Damien. Kiyoya defeated an even stronger version of Damien, but I would argue that Jinga may have also had more in the tank. I think that even Kiyoya said to Damien that I think by the end, by the very end, Jinga was about Kiyoya's level. I mean, I feel like they weren't any different throughout the series. I mean, not the series but the season. Even Kiyoya said to Damien that if Jinga can win against you, then there is no way I could lose to you. So that suggests that they are about equal, right? Not only that, but in the beginning of Metal Fury, they battled before they transformed into Think Leon and Cosmic Pegasus. They were evenly matched. No one of them could beat the other. Even after the transformation, they were at about the same level. So that suggests that they are equal. Even though Dr. Ziggurat chose like Pegasus as the strongest Right-Rotating Bay, that doesn't mean that there isn't another strongest Right-Rotating Bay which is equal to it, as proven by evidence throughout the season, So number three would be Kiyoya and Jinga, both at the same time. I mean, Kiyoya, due to the following reasons, and Jinga due to the reasons mentioned as well. Okay, so number five would be Damien. Why would be Damien? Damien sent to the hospital Tsubasa and you easily, right? Not only that, but he is the leader of the strongest, like the second strongest team in the championships. I mean, yeah, he led them to the final, right? He's he's the leader. Of the American team, right? He put up a very close fight against Kiyoya and Jinga. He was very close to their levels, but not quite there. So it's only reasonable that he is number five. Number five is Damien. Based on evidence, he is number five. The other teams could no match like the American team. The American team was far above. I mean, the American team and the Japanese team, by the end of the show, they were far above everyone else. Just look at the European team versus the American team. The difference is huge. As with the other teams, for example, the Chinese team or the European team. It was not nearly as big as the difference, right? Right? Because, the difference was shown to be huge, right? But, I mean, by the very end, the fact that the Dashin was able to beat, Julian shows that they closed their gap a bit. Chinese team got closer to the European team. Whereas there is no evidence to suggest that the European team got closer to the very end, got closer to the American team's level. Even though their battle took place by it's about the end of the series, but in the late episodes. All right, so this is why Damien is number five. Number six would be Tsubasa. Why would it be Tsubasa? Because he was able to beat the second strongest member of the second strongest team, Jack, right? Not only that, but he also led Gang Galaxy to the strongest team. He led them to the finals. He is the second strongest member of Gang Galaxy, right? So based on all of these reasons, and based off the fact that he was sent you'll notice a pattern throughout the season that the Bladers who were battling in Hades City, they were the strongest. particularly like I mean this is a speculation, but it appears to match the pattern that those who were like inside the building specifically were the strongest. But we would, for the sake of it, we would just say that the ones who were sent to fight the evil, you know, to stop Dr. Ziggurat's plans, they were the strongest, right? He was sent to Haiti City. I mean, he was amongst them, right? He defeated the second strongest, like member of the American team, right? I mean, he defeated Argo. I mean, even though Argo is nowhere by the end, he was nowhere near their levels, you know. Not only that, but I mean, yeah, he's the second. I mean, he made like Gang Galaxy get to the final, so he contributed. We cannot add hypothetical members and say that they are the strongest just because they belong to the strongest team. The reason why we say the best is because he contributed to Gang Galaxy reaching the finals. He has a strong contribution. That's why I'm saying he's number 6. You know, number 7 would be Jack, because he was very slightly weaker than Tsubasa, right? I mean, they battle, right? I mean, Tsubasa obliterated class, you know. It's far above the level of the European team, right? I mean, the European team was like the strongest team, you know. Maybe the Chinese team has surpassed it by the end, but it was nowhere near as close, you know, to the level of the American team. So it's only fair, and there is no evidence to suggest that the European team came to the level of the American team by the end. Therefore, it's only reasonable to suggest that Jack is number 7. You know, the second strongest member of the American team. You know, he put up a very close fight against the second strongest member of the of the Japanese team. So it only makes sense. It was very close. It only makes sense that Jack is number 7. Number 8 would be Zio, because he defeated Masamune. You would argue that he was distracted. Masamune was distracted, but he overpowered him. He sent him flying. I mean, the difference in power was clear, right? Maybe it wouldn't have been as huge if Masamune wasn't distracted. But based on evidence, based on their battle during the championships, Zio won. There is no evidence to suggest that Masamune got stronger afterwards. If we say that Masamune got stronger by the very end, that's rather based on speculation rather than evidence. Because I saw some people say that, but it's based on speculation rather than evidence. If we go by evidence, you know, they both battled like Faust by the end to win again, right? After Faust lost some of its power, after it lost for the first time against Masamune and Jinga, right? I mean, they both you know, give all they have to win, right? After I would say that I mean, yeah. So I would say that you know, I would say that Zio is number 8. I mean, no one could beat Faust in a 1v1. I think the only one who could do it is Ryuga. So I would say he's number 8. Yeah, I would say that number 8 is Zio. Number 9 would be Masamune, because you know, he made the team go to he's a member of the strongest team. Not only that, but he made them go to the finals, right? He put up a good fight against Zio, even though he lost. You know, he was dominating actually until Zio used his full power. So it only makes sense that he is number 8. He was sent to Haiti City. I mean, he fought alongside Jinga. He's the 3rd strongest member here, as I said, of Gang Galaxy. So based on all of this, right? And the fact that these two teams are the strongest, right? American team and the Japanese team by the very end. I mean, they are undoubtedly the strongest. So based on all of this, and the part that he participated, and the part that he proved that he is at about the level of the American team, right? We can say that he is number 9. Number 10. No, this is tricky. A lot of people would say Dashan, right? Because he defeated Julian by the very end, right? But we don't know if it's Deshen or you. You know, this is purely speculative, because even though you is a member of the strongest team, right? I mean, he made the team go to the finals. He had a contribution to the team. But we can't say whether he was at about the level of the American team or the Japanese team by the very end, which were undoubtedly by far the strongest. So we can't say, you know. It could be either Deshan, it could be either you. We don't know. There was no battle by the end to decide who was stronger. So we can't really say who's stronger, right? Was it you? Was it Deshan? I don't know. Like, it could be either. I would say that it's maybe you. I would say that it's you. I mean, him entering the Heritage City building is not like evidence, you know, because even Madoka was there. But as I say, based on the pattern, that he could suggest that he is like among the strongest, but that's not like he didn't have any battle there, contrary to the other bladers. So, I mean, if we go by the assumption that he belongs to the strongest team, but he didn't have any battles by the end again, so we can add hypothetical members and say they are among the strongest just because they belong. So, I mean, the fact that he contributed to the team going to the finals, now we could say yes. I think maybe like because due to the fact that the American, like the difference between the Japanese and the American team and the European team and Chinese team by the very end was huge. I think maybe we could say that, you know, Deshan was barely stronger than Julian, you know, so we could say that so there was at about like the same level, you know, the European and Chinese team maybe. So we could say that by the very end, so we could say that maybe like Hugh is stronger. Maybe he is stronger, right? By the very end. But this is based on the speculation that he belongs to the strongest team, and that the strongest team, you know, and like a Japanese team and the American team. I mean, they were undoubtedly by far the strongest by the very end. But this is assuming that he, as an individual, he got stronger with them, right? And was it about their level? Since he belongs to the strongest team. I would say that based on this, Yu is number 10. It could be like this is purely speculative. It could be either him or Tasha, right? So I would say he's number 10. Some people would argue Deshan, Julian, right? Not you, because we don't know. He didn't prove himself by the end. But I say based on this, I think that he could be. He could be. There's no reason to suggest that he isn't either, that he is weaker than these people either, because there is no evidence. So as I said, I think my speculation is better. You know? I don't know. I just think this. So he is number 10. This is my ranking for the top 10 strongest bladers and Beyblade Metal Masters. I hope y'all enjoyed, you know. Alright, see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.